Hey there, my name's Eric Wordweaver Sjerven, Goldie of the Ridgar folk here in East Texas. I'd like to welcome you to the Raven's Call. This is a show where I ramble on a little bit about different heathen-related subjects. Just depends on what pops into my mind. Sometimes it's a rant, sometimes they're more educational. This one's just kind of a fun conversational piece. It's a little aside thing. It's just kind of an opinion piece, and I'm going to try and keep it short for you today. Okay? This one is in regards to heathen names. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me over the years about taking heathen names. Usually I see this online more than anything else, and it's usually people who are transitioning from some other neo-pagan path over to heathenry. And they're asking about, well, should I take a heathen name as opposed to my own name? And I have my own personal beliefs on this, my own opinions, and that's all they are. They're just opinions. So take this with a grain of salt and do what you want with the situation. Not my call. But that's kind of how I see it, so I just thought I'd share my insights on it. I don't see a whole lot of point in taking a heathen name, per se. Now, my name's Eric Sjerven. You don't get a whole lot more Norse than that. So, honestly, I'm not like some Adam Smith out there or something like that, who, or David something, some more biblical or, non-Northern European, Germanic type name. So, I'm not sure how much you want to take my opinion into account on that then, because I do have a rather, Scandinavian name. But here's the gist on it, okay? My idea on this is that, the trend for heathen names in general seems to be a holdover to me from some other neo-pagan and magical paths. I think some of it, and again, this is all just rough understanding, but some of it seems to track back to high magic, and some of those hermetic type orders wherein, to know something's true name is to have power over it. Therefore, you use a moniker, which then masks you and doesn't allow them to have power over you, so you never use your true given name. It's metaphorical for the fact that, nobody wants anybody to know that they're out here doing this, so they use an assumed name, so nobody knows their actual given name when they're doing these things. Who knows? But there was also some of that seen in some of the other magical circles, like neo-pagan circles, Wiccan circles, wherein somebody will come in and take a magical name. Again, it's based off of that concept of masking the true name, taking on the magical name. It's a persona that's taken up. And I think that's where it gets to me. It's a persona that is put on when dealing in magical practices. You're no longer John Doe. You are, whatever your magical name is. And that's where and when you practice the magic, okay? So this isn't about magic. This is about heathenry. Now, there are magical practices within heathenry. We can talk about those another day. But that's not what this is really about. This is about, in general, coming into the folk way of heathenry and the appropriateness of taking a heathen name. This is where it goes left for me. Again, it's that persona. You're taking on a persona, and it doesn't feel to me like you're being true to yourself. You can take on the name and be, Thor Bob, Brain Smasher, and this is your heathen name because it sounds all Viking and whatnot. A lot of times that's what it is. People come into the faith, to the folk way and say, my name's not Viking enough. I'm like, well, your name doesn't have to be Viking. It's not about that, Your name is a gift from your ancestors. Your ancestors worked hard to give you the orlog that you have, the baggage that comes along with your given name, whatever your surname is, carries with it the weight of the orlog of your family, the luck of your family. And so to change from that when you enter into heathenry, why would you want to hide that? On the one hand, if you inherit good orlog, you want people to know so that you can continue to build on that good luck that has been developed within your family name. If you inherit bad orlog, say you come from a line of horse thieves, this, that, and the other, well, okay, I can understand some level of embarrassment, but if nobody knows your name, your true name, and knows that you come from this line of horse thieves, etc., then how is that going to fix the family luck and build new, strong, weird that will become the orlog for your descendants if nobody knows that name? I mean, wouldn't you want to try and save the name after a fashion and step up and make it something you can be proud of through your own deeds, through your own actions, active force. Again, very heathen, active force as opposed to passive. So these are my thoughts on that. Also, your first name is a gift. It's something that is chosen by your parents or whatever relative it is that actually named you. A lot of times you may be named after a relative. Like, for example, my middle name is passed down from my father, so I'm actually very proud of that. And so that's my middle name's Randall. I have no problem with people knowing that because I'm proud of the fact that my dad's middle name is Randall. And so I wear that with pride. And it's on my middle initial in my regular signature because I'm proud of that tie to my father. And then, of course, the name Eric was chosen for me by my parents, and so that means something to me because it's a piece of them. They chose it. There's some emotional element to this. There's some tie. There's an active force of choice. I inherited the Sjerven name. I'm proud of the Sjerven name because there's been good things done to it, good things done with it, and I seek to do more with and for this name to build its legacy, so that when people hear the name Sjerven, they know good things will come from the people tied to it. My middle name is a gift from my father as far as being named after him. That is his namesake. So super proud of that. And then my first name was a gift by my parents. They chose this for me, thinking this is the name that's going to personify this child. This is what we're going to call him. And I have the utmost pride in that. I love that. Love it. So, if you've got some kind of horror story behind your first name, and that's a reason you might want to change that. I know some people that have those that actually resent their first name because of ties to family. I recognize family is sometimes complicated, so don't misunderstand. I get it. Sometimes there's going to be situations wherein a person's not really comfortable being known by their first name, or maybe known by their last name. I understand there's a side of the story where people want to go by these altered names so that there's no blowback on them in dealing with their actual families because of, they may not be as understanding, they may not be as open. Not my hall, not my call. I'm not going to, that's between you and your family. I'm not going to get into that. I get it. I understand. Is it how I would handle the situation? Probably not, but you're not me. So that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how I would handle the situation. What does matter is what you guys think. So, just a fun little conversation piece. I'm going to keep this one under 10 minutes today so that it's bite-sized and, consumable. But the gist is, I don't see a whole lot of point for heathen names. I find them to be kind of superfluous, unnecessary, and in some ways masking important things. Like if you go by an assumed name, then you're not being true to your family. And so that's just me. I find a lot of pride in my name. I could have been named John Doe or, David Smith or whatever, and I still would be proud of my name because of its ancestral ties, because I owe everything to my ancestors. And so, yes, I understand it may not be a heathen name in that instance, but it doesn't matter. It is a heathen name because it's tied to the ancestors, and that's a heathen value. So anyway, could ramble on for a while, but I'm not going to on this one. So jump in the comments, jump on the Facebook group. Let me know what you guys think as far as heathen names go. Share your stories. Let people know how you feel about taking a heathen moniker, why you might have chosen to do so, why you might choose not to. Help broaden all our horizons so that we understand kind of what you're thinking. I know some people from the hardcore recon side all the way over to the more new agey kind of folks. And I've known people on all ends of the spectrum to take a heathen name for some particular reason. Each one of them's got a story to it. There's a reason I do not. Now, I do take a deed name, as in word weaver. That is different. I haven't changed my actual given name. I've simply added on a moniker that I've earned from my tribe. So give a like to the channel. Give a like to the video if you liked the video. Give a subscription to the channel, if you want to continue to follow my rantings and my ravings and see where this goes. And drop some comments down in the feeds below. The more you interact with the videos, the more these things will show up on your page, the more you'll see other heathen videos pop up on your newsfeed. And then check me out on Word Weaver Productions. That's Word-Weaver Productions on Facebook. I had everybody that comes in there. I haven't figured out how to make it auto-do, but I do go through and add those all the time. So come on, jump on there. Great conversations where I get input from you guys. We have continuing conversations based on these, and it's good times. So hail. Have a good day.